Hello everyone, welcome. Today I'm going to introduce you to strings, another data structure for another data structure in Python. And this is, this deals with characters. And even though I say characters, even numbers can be operated upon as strings. Okay, we will see some coding examples to that effect. And again, the other thing is, I changed my references. More and more I feel that these three is good enough. References pandas.pydata.org, which I haven't come to yet because pandas is coming later. docs.python.org, wonderful because they are the people who maintain, develop, and so on. So and they have wonderful tutorials as well as the document itself. Okay, so if you go there, docs.python.org, you have tutorials too. And then I also want to introduce you this one, W3 Schools. Very simple, very nice, well maintained site where they teach every kind of programming language, and of course they also have for Python. Okay, so enjoy. Let's jump into our today's session on strings. Okay, Python data structure, strings. So I run this one. Usually I do that, right? I run it. Why? Because I can see multiple outputs in one cell. Okay, executing multiple outputs in one cell. So to work with strings, we need this. We need to import this one. Import string. And then first of all, both lists and tuples, which we have already introduced, can have characters as members. Okay, so here is an example. A string list, okay, which has just purely only strings alone, a collection of strings. Start is there, off is there, A is there, chapter is there. Each one of them is a string. And list can be mixed. That's my main point. So I used only numbers before. Now I am also saying I'm mixing up all these things, right? Numbers and the previous collection of strings. And then, of course, whatever you do with with the list, in terms of strings, pure string list of strings, as well as list of mixed list of strings and numerals, you can do the same thing with the tuples also. Here is the pure collection of strings with as a tuple, because it is bounded by this left parenthesis, right parenthesis, and it could be also mixed. I just took everything here and then put it and bounded it with the left parenthesis and right parenthesis and called it as a mixed tuple. And it is a tuple. We can verify that. When I verify that, the type, it shows you that as this is a list, this is a list, this is a tuple, and so on. And I also wanted to just recall that and print it, and that's what I'm going to show it to you. And then I defined again another short string called a short. Okay, a short string called short. It's a name here, what is contained here. And then instead of using double quotes, you can also use single quotes. Okay, so that's what we did here, right, as an example. And I want to listify. Okay, make it as a list. The short string, I'm going to make it a list. So let's see what really happens there. And then I print these things. Okay, so let's run this one and see what the answer is. Okay, it did say that the first one is a list, this is another, this is the list, this is the list, and this is the tuple, 4 of them. And then I wanted to just print it, so I just called in this it just printed the list of string values, and then it printed the the list of mixed list values of string values, string and numeral values. And then we do the same thing with the tuple also. I called in to print and ... And then the last one is that the short string, actually when I make it as a list, if a single string, if you make it as a list, it separates out each of the characters. That's what I want to tell you that. Okay, sometimes it's very useful. And then as before, I defined the short string, right? And I want to know what are the methods available for that. That's why I use the directory function. And then when I do the directory function, I get all these things. There's a long list of things here. Okay, I want to get your attention. So you can do so many operations on strings. That's what it means. Okay. So and out of that, I feel some of the most important things I commonly used. I'm going to tell you what they are momentarily, but let's just commonly used are split, uppercase, lowercase, identify where a particular character is there, or a string value is there. Strip the blanks. Separate a string into multiple strings. All those things are common things to do. So we'll see some examples to that effect. But let's take an interesting pangram. What is called a pangram? The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, right? It has all the English alphabets here, but also it's repeated. You can see that O is repeated three times, right? O is repeated 4 times. So you have brown has 1 O, fox has 1 O, over has 1 O, and then dog has 1. So if you just count this one, it won't be exactly equal to 26 English letters. It will be more, definitely. But more than that, it also has this spaces, and even space is considered as a character, or a part of a string type. Okay. So let's just count. I take this as a pangram, and then I'm going to count. I can count. How many O's are there, for example, right? So let me just define this. Control Enter. It is run. So I'm going to run this one. So what happened here? Dot dot. I see. Returns a specific value, but it didn't print for me. Something is going on, and it didn't print. Okay, so I think I put a print last time. I saw it was not printing. So let's see now. I also ran the display one more time. So let's see. It didn't print. So I'm going to call it as print. Do the print for me. For some reason, it is doing that. It was not doing before. So I'm going to do all these things now. Okay, because the thing did not work before. Okay, so. And let's do the print. I can avoid this. I did run this function. Oh, maybe because it's semicolon is missing and it is messed up something there. Okay, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so it did print now. It is 4. In other words, there are 4 times the O is occurring. That's what the count function is available, which is available as part of the string. Okay, string. Count is a method in string. And then I want to see all the functions here. All the methods are listed here. Long list of methods are here. And then I also want to know, I just make it as a list and then print this one. There are 43 characters and the separate ones are there. If you want to see what they are, you can just print list pangram. Okay, I make it as a list and then I print it. That's what it is. So you can see that these are all the lists, and the T, all those things. It is printing as it is. Okay, there are spaces are included and so on here, and some of them are repeated. So if you want to find out whether it is really true that this one has 26 all the letters here, so let's do a little bit of string manipulation here. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm going to do this one more time. So I did check that I said length of the pangram. Okay, turned out to be 43. Okay, length of the pangram is 43, and it is working now for some reason. And then number of letters in pangram is, I have to use the NP function the numpy package, and import numpy as NP. So np.unique, I want to know what are the unique unique members of the list. Okay, so I can use the unique function in NP, and I take all of them as uppercase, so that if even if uppercase is repeated twice, uppercase and lowercase, then it will be made it as unique. Otherwise, it may not be unique, right? Because this will be different from this T will be different from this T. Okay, so I made all of them as upper. These are all coming from string functions. Okay, just a fun little exercise. This all. So I made everything as uppercase, and then I make it as a list, and then I look for number of unique values in the list. And then that is stored here. Again, it is still a list. Remember that, okay? And then I'm calculating the length of the list, okay? And then I am also asking number of just want to print that again here. So that's what I'm doing here. So when I did that, it says originally it had 43, but now it has 27. I still have a problem, right? Because there is a space is also considered as part of it. Otherwise, it will be 26. Okay, that's my point. So again, I'm going to do list np unique. Let's do this one. Okay, so semicolon, it should be semicolon. So it didn't print np unique list. So I'm going to do, for some reason it is printing, not printing. I don't know. Let's see. I have to one thing is that my system is pretty hot right now. When your system is hot, certain things don't function perfectly well, So anyway, so here it is. So you can still see that this is the reason why it is 27 letters. So you can remove this one if you want. So drop, what is the function I have, to drop, the space. So pangram, I have the pangram, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I took that one, and then I did a I kind of basically use the NP unique, to find out I made this, first of all, the pangram, all the letters to be uppercase, and then I made it in a list, and then I wanted to find out the unique members of the list, and that is found using np.unique, which is, NP is the numpy package. From there I use the function unique, so I called it as pangram uniques. And then I make it into, there is something going on here, it's an array actually, so I have to make it as a list again, and then that becomes a pangram uniques list, and I printed that here, and you can see that there is only one extra, that is 27th one is the space, that is also considered as one of the string element. So so I just wanted to show you some interesting stuff that you can do with the string operations, and we use some interesting functions here already, string operations, and there are a ton of them out there, and not only that, you can also verify with the is condition, okay, whether is all of them are numerals, is all of them are alpha, things like that. There are many functions are available that you can use them in practice. Is it a decimal? All the members are decimal, is it a digit, is it lower, is it numeric, what is the difference between numeric and for example, alphanumeric, for example, it will return true if all characters in the string are numeric, okay. But if it is all num, then returns if all characters in the string are alphanumeric. If that is, this is alpha, and then numeric, that's what is combined, all num, okay. It is not all num, it is al num, okay. Okay, all right. So there are, and then you can replace a specific character, say a specific string, with a specified value, okay. So there are two parts here. You can also find out the index position of the special character that you are interested in, and then how do you escape a character, and so on. So you can do all those things. That's what I wanted to bring it to you today in terms of introducing you to strings, okay. And tomorrow we'll see another session. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good time until I see you tomorrow. Bye.